That was our apartment, me and my son's apartment. No,
You even said this is Ian's apartment.
Looking at dollar signs, she see dollar signs.
He's dead, bro.
She see dollar signs.
Wait a minute now. Obviously, you all met and liked each other at least for one night. So let's hear about that.
No.
Things get tense fast in paternity court as the judge welcomes everyone. Jerome's standing by, and we immediately learn that a 28-year-old family secret has just blown up. Ms. Lawrence thought she knew exactly who her father was, until her mom, Ms. Simmons, confessed she told an old flame she ran into on a bus that he might be her real dad. And the kicker? That man, Mr. Rudolph Rockmore, is literally waiting outside the courtroom. You can cut this tension with a knife.
Ms. Lawrence, you claim that 6 months ago, your mother, the defendant, shared a secret she'd kept from you your entire life. After 28 years believing one man was your biological father.
Ms. Lawrence starts explaining the moment that changed everything. Her mom called her out of nowhere, crying hysterically. At first, she thought someone died, but then Ms. Simmons blurts out that she met a man on the bus who could be her father. The look on Ms. Lawrence's face says it all. Betrayal, disbelief, heartbreak, all rolled into one. Judge Lauren presses her. So, out of the blue, she tells you another man could be your father? Ms. Lawrence, voice shaking. Yes. Drama overload already.
You have petitioned the court for a paternity test to find out if the man waiting outside of our courtroom today is indeed your biological father. Now, Ms. Simmons.
She says she feels completely betrayed. They were best friends, and this was a secret her mom kept for nearly 3 decades. When Judge Lauren turns to Ms. Simmons, things get even wilder. Ms. Simmons explained she recognized Rudolph Rockmore on the bus, asked if it was really him, and when he confirmed, she hit him with a classic, "You better recognize." He even missed his bus stop because they were catching up so intensely. They exchanged numbers, talked later, and that's when she told him, it's possible he's her daughter's father. Talk about a twist you didn't see coming.
Please tell the court how your mother revealed her 28-year secret to you.
First off, I just want to say that I am definitely emotionally frustrated with her.
When Ms. Simmons admits she told him that, Judge Lauren jumps right in. What was his reaction? She says Rudolph asked what made her think that, and she told him her daughter didn't resemble the man she called dad. Ms. Lawrence can't take it anymore. She interrupts, demanding to know why her mom kept it secret. The emotions are boiling over, and Ms. Simmons insists she couldn't tell her because her daughter was a total daddy's girl and she didn't want to break that bond. Seriously, the tension in that room, you could feel it through the screen.
We're like the best of friends. She could have definitely told me a long time ago.
Mom, let me hear from you. What happened?
I ran into Rudy on the bus one day on the way from school.
Then comes the deeper confession. Ms. Simmons says when she got back with her daughter's dad, she discovered she was already 3 months pregnant and honestly wasn't sure who the father was. Ms. Lawrence takes a breath and describes how close she's always been with the man she believed was her dad. Money in her pocket, the flyest outfits. "I'm an 80s baby," she says proudly. It's sweet and sad at the same time because that father-daughter bond was real, even if the DNA might not be.
How did it get to that part of the conversation?
In the conversation with Rudolph, I told him it's a possibility that I may have your child.
Ms. Lawrence opens up about how her dad's absence during his time in prison shaped her. Her child's father became that consistent male figure, even joking that she should call him Dad. When Judge Lauren asks Ms. Simmons how it feels hearing this, Ms. Simmons breaks down. It hurts, she says, because she never wanted to cause pain. She thought she was protecting her daughter. But honestly, this secret caused more hurt than she could have imagined.
I think her initially telling me from the beginning would have made it more, you know what I mean?
So you knew,
it's
Miss Simmons, this man really may not be her father.
Judge Lauren points out that if Ms. Simmons hadn't run into Rudolph, this secret probably would have gone to the grave. Ms. Lawrence agrees, saying her mom literally told her that. And just like that, everything started moving fast. One day her mom tells her, the next she's sending photos of Rudolph and saying, "This might be your dad." Then Rudolph's family starts claiming her. "She's a Rockmore for sure," Ms. Lawrence's response. "I'm a Lawrence." The identity struggle is so real.
Trying to be fly as well.
Yeah,
so you had a good relationship.
Me and my dad had a very, I mean, we still do to this day. We have a really, really good relationship. And definitely, I mean, because he, you know, he had kind of like that thug life lifestyle.
Judge Lauren asks Ms. Simmons if she really understands what this 28-year secret has done to her daughter. Ms. Simmons admits she grew up not knowing her own biological father either. That hits hard. History repeating itself right there. But now Judge Lauren says it's time to face the truth. She calls Jerome to bring in Mr. Rudolph Rockmore, and the entire courtroom holds its breath. You can feel the suspense like static in the air.
Right.
Now, Ms. Simmons, how does it make you feel to hear your daughter say this?
It hurts. It hurts a lot. I never really knew that she felt like that.
Rudolph walks in, calm but nervous, and the energy shifts instantly. Judge Lauren asks if he thinks this could be true. Rudolph says yes. He sees resemblance in the eyes. Ms. Lawrence admits she feels butterflies but no connection, saying she still feels like she looks more like Mr. Lawrence, the man who raised her. Watching her cling to the only dad she's known while facing a stranger who might share her DNA? Gut-wrenching.
With all of this happening, everything was happening so fast. One day she'd tell me about him. The next day she's sending the man picture. I don't know this man. I've never heard him. I never heard about him. Rudolph.
Then Rudolph tells his side of the bus story. He says he noticed Ms. Simmons because, quote, she was looking good. Judge Lauren cracks a quick joke, not knowing you'd already been there. And even Rudolph laughs. They exchanged numbers, reconnected, and when she told him about a 28-year-old daughter, he says he was stunned. That's a lot of time lost, he admits quietly. You can practically hear hearts breaking in that silence.
I mean, you know what? I also didn't have a relationship with my biological father. And for 11 years, I never knew this man. I had never seen this man.
Ms. Lawrence jumps in, asking him why he even wants to know. Rudolph answers honestly, because I think it's important to know who my kids are. Ms. Lawrence fires back, you can't push me on the swing anymore. That line hits like a punch. 28 years of missed birthdays and father-daughter moments in one sentence. He agrees he can't replace her dad, but he wants to at least get to know her. Respect.
But you have never met this man.
Not a day in my life.
I think the time is now. I know I want to meet him. Do you? To the answers that you're seeking. I'll do it with you. How about that?
Judge Lauren asks what Ms. Lawrence wants if he is her biological father. She's cautious. She says maybe over time they can get to know each other, but not right away. If he isn't her father, she'll feel relieved and move on. There's so much honesty in that answer. You can tell she's trying to protect her peace while processing her entire identity changing on live television.
Could be a real possibility.
Yeah, I could see some resemblance by the eyes.
Ms. Lawrence, how do you feel right now?
I have butterflies in my stomach. I really do. I don't feel like there's any
Ms. Simmons takes the floor again to apologize. She says she never meant to hurt her daughter. She was just trying to protect the life they already had. But Ms. Lawrence's expression says she's heard this before. Judge Lauren points out that Rudolph's humility, acknowledging he could never replace her dad but still wanting to be there, is commendable. Finally, it's time. Jerome brings the envelope. You can feel the collective inhale.
Then I was looking, I was saying to myself, well, she got some beautiful lips. And
Not knowing you'd already been there, done that.
Judge Lauren opens the results slowly, always a master of suspense. In the case of Lawrence versus Simmons, when it comes to 29-year-old Shatika, the courtroom freezes. Mr. Rudolph Rockmore, you need to hear this one, guys.
And then she told me she was 28 years old, and I was like, wait a minute, that's a long time. You know, that's a lot of time lost out of a kid's life. I mean, when we separated.
Judge Lauren offers tissues as Ms. Lawrence struggles for words. Rudolph looks shocked but calm, saying, that's a secret that shouldn't have been kept. Judge Lauren nods, reminding everyone that truth, even when painful, opens doors instead of closing them. You can see it in Ms. Lawrence's eyes. She's processing pain and clarity at the same time.
When it comes 29-year-old Shatika, Mr. Rockmore, you are her father.
You don't come to paternity court with a heartbreak like Ms. Angela Monroe's and leave without answers. She's terminally ill and needs to know if little Iyana is truly her granddaughter after her son Herbert passed away. Judge Lauren sets the stage, and you can feel the room hold its breath. The stakes? Enormous. The emotions? Already at a 10. Okay, let's roll into Minute 1.
My name is Angela Monroe. My son Herbert died on January 27th, 2015. After my son passed, a young lady named Shanika Reed.
Ms. Monroe recounts the moment after the funeral when Sheikah Reed showed up with a bombshell. I'm pregnant, about 5 months. The pause, the shock, phew. I mean, just look at Ms. Monroe's face, stunned but steady. She believed her son told her most things, but not this. Cue that slow-building tension only this courtroom can deliver.
I found out after my son passed, after his funeral. She came by the house and she said, I have something to tell you. And she said, well, I'm pregnant. And I really didn't know what to say at first.
Ms. Reed takes us back. A week after Herbert was laid to rest, family urged her to tell Ms. Monroe about the pregnancy. She says she did it out of respect for a grieving mother. Meanwhile, Ms. Monroe notes Herbert never mentioned any baby with Sheikah, though he did tell her about another pregnancy elsewhere. Talk about messy.
So I gave her a call. I told her that I was pregnant by her son, and I told her that I was almost 5 months pregnant.
So, Ms. Monroe, you were very close to your son.
Now the relationship story gets complicated. Ms. Reed says Herbert wanted her as his life companion and that she was set to move into his place. Ms. Monroe quickly clarifies it was actually her and Herbert's apartment, both their names on the lease. Oop, the lease just became Exhibit A for the tension. You could cut this air with a knife.
Had you met Ms. Monroe? Did you meet his mother?
Yes, I did meet her.
And he introduced you as his girlfriend or?
No, friend.
Things get rocky quickly. Ms. Monroe fires back, "Nobody can take my son. God took my son." That line hits like a hammer. The sleepovers, the money, who was allowed to stay where, every detail turns into a grenade. I mean, just look at those side eyes. The debate over that apartment is turning into a full-on turf war.
Nobody can take my son. God took my son from me, so you could never do
and
that.
if your son was, if God would have still let your
Ma'am,
son
I'm a
live, I
judge.
would have been then in
Judge.
that apartment with your son or staying somewhere else.
We hit the money and benefits minefield. Ms. Reed says her parents have helped with Iyana. Ms. Monroe insists no more help until a DNA test. Benefits come up and it gets spicy. Who knew what? Who said what? Judge Lauren jumps in. Order! Because, whew, this is drama overload.
Collect benefits.
Yes, you did.
for
Anybody
Iyana.
know that somebody's deceased, you could collect.
Look how young he was.
That's
She the one there.
Ms. Reed explains she moved in briefly to help Ms. Monroe with hospital runs while juggling a job and 2 other children. Ms. Monroe disputes the timeline, 1 month versus 2 or 3. The vibe? Petty meets painful. Can anyone else feel that tension rising?
Who take me so long to quiet you all down? I forgot what I was gonna ask.
This is what
But no, hold on. Ms. Monroe, at first, did you accept the baby?
For a moment, Ms. Monroe softens. She says she accepted the baby during the first 4 months. Then the relationship soured. How you treat me is how I treat you, Ms. Reed says. You can see both women wounded, grief, stress, pride, colliding right in the middle of the courtroom. Heartbreaking stuff.
Going through the 4th month. It was the last time I seen this baby, the 4th month. Then I get a phone call. It went from, well, if you don't have nothing for her, you're gonna pay for the DNA.
Judge Lauren steadies the ship and asks the essential. How did you two meet? We learn Ms. Reed met Herbert on May 15th, 2015. Remember, the father is deceased. This makes answers even more urgent. I mean, you can feel Judge's compassion here. She genuinely wants this child to know her family.
All right, ladies, we made it this far. All I'm trying to do is understand how we got to this place. Because I will say one thing. I know your son, if this is his baby.
Ms. Reed says she kept her word, came back to continue supporting Ms. Monroe, but emotions around the relationship with Herbert kept complicating everything. Old wounds keep reopening. Watch Ms. Monroe's face when the relationship label gets used. There's a lot unsaid behind that look.
That this child's father is deceased. So let's stop popping off and yelling and screaming. Let's just get down to what we have to get down to understand. So, Ms. Monroe, I want to understand from you.
More context drops, living arrangements, who was supposed to be where, and even talk of another life in Atlanta hovering over the past. Ms. Reed says she came to Herbert honestly. Ms. Monroe pushes back with the realities of leases and responsibilities. It's logistics meets lingering grief.
Taking me out, we was doing stuff, we was just having a good time. And it was me and him. I didn't have to worry about no issues, no drama or nothing. I started staying the night over there.
Now the who should have lived there debate gets a twist. A girl from California was supposedly the intended occupant, not Ms. Reed. Ms. Reed responds with confidence, but Ms. Monroe is unwavering. The subtext is loud. Respect, boundaries, and loss all knotted together.
So, Ms. Reed, would you say that you and Mr. Monroe were in love? Were you all planning to spend the rest of your lives together?
Judge Lauren tries to turn the energy toward healing. If the results confirm family, could they build a relationship for Iyana? Ms. Monroe's answer is cautious but honest. She wants what's right for the child. This is the moment where hope peeks through the clouds. I mean, just look at that reaction. Guarded, but hopeful.
Yes, when at the beginning I did want it, and he kept saying, my mom's about to move to Phoenix. I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting for her to move to Phoenix. I'm waiting.
Cue the drum roll. Judge Lauren says what we're all thinking. Are you ready to find out the truth? The results will determine whether there's a viable relationship moving forward. Everyone leans in, breath held, shoulders tight. This is it. The answer Ms. Monroe prayed for, and the clarity Ms. Reed needs.
Things turn around in a moment where you all had begun to discover commonalities in terms of your understanding of, your relationships with your son. So we're making a little bit of progress. I want to know from Ms. Reed.
Here we go. The envelope opens. Judge Lauren reads the DNA results determining if the late Herbert Monroe is Iyana's biological father. Instantly, faces tell the story. Shock, relief, the dam of emotion breaking. Whatever the paper says, you can feel the life-changing weight in the room, heartbreaking and healing in the same breath.
The percentage of relatedness between Ms. Angela Monroe and Iyana Monroe is 99.98%.
You don't show up to paternity court calling someone a gold digger if you don't have receipts. And Mr. Hunt arrives swinging. Judge Lauren lays it out. He wants a test to prove he's not the father of 3-year-old Josiah, while Ms. Tinsley insists he is. Stakes? Sky high. Tempers? Already boiling. I mean, just look at their faces. Pure chaos brewing. All right, roll the first clip. Let's get messy.
You have petitioned the court for a paternity test to prove that you are not the father of Ms. Tinsley's 3-year-old daughter, Josiah. You say that she is a gold digger and that your relationship with her was brief and purely sexual.
Mr. Hunt immediately flexes the "I'm the hottest rapper in my city" card, calling Ms. Tinsley a groupie with nothing going on. She fires back like, "Boy, please." The word salad turns into a full buffet. He says one night, she says several. Things got rocky quickly. Judge Lauren tries to pin down how they met and how many times, because, hello, that part really matters here.
You state that you could care less about Mr. Hunt's rap career or his money, and your only concern is that your daughter grows up with him.
Here's the kicker. Ms. Tinsley admits she thought another man was the dad until a DNA test said otherwise. So now Mr. Hunt is the next likely candidate. You can feel the tension ramping up like a bass drop. He's still shouting groupie, and she's not having it. Drama overload. And Judge Lauren is like, okay, time for the timeline, please.
Radios, I do shows for any major acts coming to the city. I'm doing my thing. She's a groupie. She's a groupie.
Far from a group.
She's coming at me for...
We finally land on the timeline. Was it a one-time thing or an off and on for a couple months? Ms. Tinsley says they were intimate multiple times, period. Mr. Hunt sticks to his one-night legend like it's his charting single. Then Judge Lauren zeroes in. During that same window, Ms. Tinsley was with someone else. Talk about messy.
On MySpace a long time ago, a while ago, and then we originally met in person like in 08.
No, Iyana, that's not how it happened. I found out about this on... I met her.
And now the social media saga. Mr. Hunt says he found out on Facebook. She literally posted his picture with, "You are the father." Whew. If you've ever wanted to see a courtroom gasp in unison, this is it. I mean, just look at his reaction. Equal parts irritated and stunned. Judge Lauren presses, "Why post that without confirmation?"
I found out about this chick when she came to me about the baby. I found out about it on Facebook over my mother.
Ms. Tinsley explains the 3-year delay. She truly believed her ex was the father and only came to Mr. Hunt after that DNA turned out negative. Mr. Hunt counters with the, "You waited until I had a buzz" theory. You could cut this tension with a knife. Judge Lauren digs in. When did that prior test happen, and why now?
Because I thought another man was her dad. And I tested him, and it came back negative. Okay, and you the next possibility, because I was messing with you around the time I got pregnant.
We learn the ex's test happened later, after arguments. It came back negative, but he still helps the child, Western Union and all. Meanwhile, Mr. Hunt says she showed up at his club gigs and studio sessions with the baby like a walking press tour. He swears she yelled, "You are the father," in public. She says that never happened. Who's telling the truth?
And I was kind of doing me, but if I was so much of a slut, I would have 5 have 6, 7 kids by 7 different men. I got 2 children by...
Judge Lauren asks the real question. Was this about confirming paternity or about benefits pushing a test? Ms. Tinsley admits both urgency and genuine need to know. Then, plot twist, Mr. Hunt's mother, Ms. Moore, enters the chat. Can anyone else feel the tension rising? This is where it gets personal.
My ex-boyfriend, you the next possibility. Cool, everything's cool. Then people start finding out what was going on. Then that's when he...
Ms. Moore testifies she received a Facebook inbox from Ms. Tinsley claiming she might be the grandmother. Ms. Moore keeps it very real, saying she'll hold her son accountable if he's the father, but also calling out the 3-year delay and the previous test. The room goes quiet. I mean, just look at that reaction. Mr. Hunt is staring straight ahead like he's on trial for his lyrics.
Because I thought my ex-boyfriend was a daddy.
Why would you wait 3 years after you see that I'm doing things, though? Why didn't you write me when I was in jail, visit me?
Ms. Moore continues. Too many Facebook fights, too much chaos. Judge Lauren agrees. Posting your child next to a maybe dad is not it. And when Ms. Tinsley says she never asked Mr. Hunt for anything, you can hear the hurt under her voice. Heartbreaking stuff. This is no longer just messy, it's sad.
Clearly, you understand the answer now as to why she was a tad bit tardy
she's a groupie,
on the request.
I'm not a group.
Back to the central conflict. Number of encounters, the overlapping partners, and the social media poster child moment heard round the city. Mr. Hunt doubles down that the child doesn't look like him. Ms. Tinsley doubles down that he's the only possibility left. Drama at its finest, folks. Judge Lauren starts steering us toward answers instead of arguments.
Not only the club, though, Iyana. She's coming to the studio. I'm leaving out the studio with me and my friends, my partners. We leaving out.
We reach the emotional core. Ms. Tinsley breaks. She says she wants nothing from him, just the truth for her daughter. And Mr. Hunt shares his childhood pain, foster care, abandonment, the real scars. You can feel the entire courtroom soften. Can someone pass the tissues, please? This isn't just television, it's a gut punch.
Coming after him and trying to figure out who your child's father was because the court demanded you do it? Or was it because you truly wanted to know?
I really want to know. Both, kind of, to be honest with you.
Judge Lauren pivots like a pro. If she's yours, step up. If not, we need apologies and closure. Both nod. You can almost hear the hum of that envelope backstage. Cue the drum roll. The court moves from chaos to clarity. Finally, we're about to trade the shouting for science.
My name is Jamie. No, you don't know me, but I used to mess around with your son, and you are the potential grandmother of my daughter.
Deep breath. The gallery leans in. Mr. Hunt looks almost prayerful, and Ms. Tinsley braces herself. Judge Lauren starts the preamble. DNA diagnostics. Report in hand. This moment feels like an eternity, but it's seconds. I mean, just look at that reaction building. Eyes glassy, lips pressed tight.
I've already drawn my conclusion about this young lady when she inboxed me. And after she told me...
Here comes the verdict. Here it is, the reveal we've all been waiting for. Judge Lauren announces, when it comes to 3-year-old Josiah, you can feel the air leave the room and tension is above the roof on this one.
Hunt versus Tinsley. When it comes to 3-year-old Josiah, Mr. Hunt, you are not her father.
Thank you, Jesus. Yeah, wow, thank you.
Welcome to Moody vs. Brackens. Ms. Moody swears her fiancé, Mr. Brackens, is the father of 2-year-old Raylan. But past choices are haunting them both, and Judge Lauren Lake is here to slice through the fog. Buckle up. This one starts intense and never lets up.
Ms. Moody, you have petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove that the defendant is the father of your 2-year-old daughter, Raylan. You hope these results will save your family. Is that correct?
Right away, Ms. Moody pleads, these results could save her family. You can hear her voice shake as she says, my family is everything. Judge Lauren's eyes soften but stay focused. This is about truth. I mean, just look at Ms. Moody's face. Panic and hope in a tug of war.
If the results don't turn out to be the way that I need them to be and the way that I have full 100% confidence that they are, my family is on the line. And like I said, my family is everything to me. I don't want to lose my...
Mr. Brackens lays his heart on the table. I've been there since day one. I cut the umbilical cord, the pride, the pain. It's all right there, but Judge Lauren nails it. Doubt has been eating their home from the inside. You could cut this tension with a knife.
I look at this little girl every day, Your Honor, and I've been there for her since day one. I was there cutting the umbilical cord and everything, and I broke my back, Your Honor. I built the foundation. And
then the temperature drops. Ms. Moody admits she slept with someone else. She was lonely while Anthony was away and looked elsewhere. Things got rocky quickly. Can anyone else feel the room freeze? Mr. Brackens' expression says, I already knew, but it still hurts.
I can't tell no lies. I can't say I was perfect because I wasn't. I was still doing my own thing. Regardless that I had these strong feelings for him, he wasn't here and I was lonely.
She confesses she was two totally different people. Love for Anthony on one hand, secret life on the other. Drama overload. The honesty stings, but it's real. This is the kind of moment where you either crumble or you get to the truth.
To entertain this other man for several weeks.
Mr. Brackens, did you have any idea this was going on?
Your Honor, the whole time I was away, it felt like we were in a committed relationship.
How did Anthony find out? A family member told him, "You're not the only one." Oof. He confronts her and gives the ultimatum, him or the other guy. She chooses Anthony immediately, but the trust meter, deep in the red.
That I didn't know how to put it into that. Okay. And so that was very hard for me to figure out, okay, how am I gonna stop this and pick this up and be faithful to him and show him he is what I want in life. He is where I wanna be.
Judge Lauren locks in on the timeline. While Anthony was back in town, Ms. Moody was still intimate with the other man. She even admits she'd leave Anthony's in the morning and head straight to the other man's house every day. Talk about messy.
What did you say? What was your response?
My response was automatically him. There was no question about it. The other guy's feelings, they went out the window.
The pregnancy bomb. A week and a half after ending the other relationship, she learned she was pregnant. Judge Lauren sums it up. The doubt is very real. I mean, just look at his face. This is heartbreak with a front row seat.
Every day. It was an everyday thing.
So how soon after you broke up with the other man did you find out you were pregnant?
A week and a half.
So the doubt is real?
The doubt is very real.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Moody relives the moment. Locked in the bathroom, test turns positive almost instantly. Happy and terrified, because a plus sign also meant 1,000 questions.
Ever since then, the day that he gave me the ultimatum to be with him or to be with this other man, and I chose him.
Anthony's turn. He burst in as she tested and decided, this is my kid, but the fear never left. What if he's raising another man's child? That's a heavy weight to carry for 2 years.
We got pregnancy tests. We came back to the house. They went to their house. I locked myself in the bathroom and I took that pregnancy test and almost...
Ms. Moody pleads again. She sees Anthony in Raylan's face and sass. I need to prove to him today. Can someone pass the tissues, please? She's fighting for certainty as much as for love.
But I just looked over it. I just looked over it because I fell in love with this child ever since she came. When I'm in the floor playing with her, throwing her up in the air, going to the park.
Then the twist. Another man says Raylan looks like his, and Anthony knows this guy. Not a stranger, someone he sees almost every day. The way Anthony tightens up, you can feel the jealousy, fear, and protectiveness mixing like a storm.
Blocked, social media blocked, numbers, phone numbers blocked, everything was blocked. After my daughter was born, this man starts getting friends of friends and...
Judge Lauren walks him through the legal father versus biological father scenario. Could he handle letting the other man be involved if biology says so? Anthony admits he couldn't even let him near her. Heartbreaking stuff.
Mr. Brackens, I know how upsetting this is and how difficult this is, but I have to ask you, there is another man saying that he also claims Raylan is his child. Have you ever met this other person?
Ms. Moody begs one last time. She wants him to know, like she knows, that Raylan is his. She's scared of losing her family if the results go the wrong way. The room is dead silent.
This is a man you know?
Yeah, a man that I know, see just about every day. It's not no stranger.
Oh my goodness. I assume you signed her birth certificate.
Cue the drum roll. Jerome brings the envelope. Judge Lauren reads, these results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics. Everyone is holding their breath. In the case of Moody versus Brackens, Mr. Brackens, everyone is biting their nails at this point, waiting for the hammers to drop.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Brackens, you are her father.
Imagine walking into paternity court with your marriage on life support and a 4-year-old who calls you daddy, but your wife says another man might be the father. That's Mr. Smith today, determined to prove he's Cookie's dad, while Mrs. Smith admits she let him sign the birth certificate and now suspects someone else. Stakes high, emotions higher. Let's roll the first clip and watch this tension ignite.
Mr. Smith, you have brought your estranged wife to court to prove that you are the biological father of her 4-year-old daughter, Christina Cookie Smith. You signed sign the birth certificate.
Right away, Mr. Smith explains how it all unraveled. New phones, old messages, and boom, texts and photos between his wife and some other cat. He stumbles through saying it, but we hear the key words, miss you, and nude photos. The judge's eyebrow practically levitates. I mean, just look at his face. Hurt and disbelief in 4K. Things got rocky quickly.
Like, I want to say 7th, 8th grade, and then we reconnected after high school.
All right, and you dated, fell in love?
Right, we actually got married.
Okay.
When asked point blank, Mrs. Smith admits she sent those messages. No dodging, just, yes ma'am. Mr. Smith says he packed up and left, straight to his mama's house for support. You can feel how blindsided he was. The man repeats, I had to, like a mantra. Heartbreaking stuff.
Oh!
You know what I mean?
Nude photos of your wife or of the man?
Excuse me, Your Honor. I've never seen any of these alleged text messages that he's talking about.
Then, a tender flashback. Mrs. Smith gets pregnant, they reconcile, and Mr. Smith is over the moon. He describes Cookie's birth in vivid detail. C-section, leaning over to watch his daughter enter the world. He signs the birth certificate. She has his last name. You could cut the tenderness with a knife until doubt creeps back in.
Just to, you know, because she's my support. You know, she helps me on everything.
Cue the shower scene detective moment. Mr. Smith spots a random CD at home that he didn't put there, clocks a phone number and an Instagram handle, and does some scrolling. And there it is. Another man holding his daughter, all cheesy grin like, this is my child. I mean, talk about messy.
18, 21, 40, I can tell her
that
you know, I saw you come into this earth. You know what I mean? The first time you just came out in there.
Mrs. Smith finally says the quiet part out loud. The man is Joseph Prater. They hooked up while she and her husband were separated. No protection, no mention of her marriage. She believed for a time Joseph could be the father, and yes, she told Joseph that. Mr. Smith is gutted. You can hear it in the pauses.
I don't like looking at that. I don't like looking at that at all.
You can't even look at it?
Nah.
Who is this man?
Well, Your Honor, his name is Joseph. I actually met Joseph after we separated.
Watch how the judge presses. If you thought there was any chance it wasn't your husband's, why not say so? Especially once he bonded with the child. Mrs. Smith admits she didn't bring it up then. Only doubts arose later as Cookie's features changed. The courtroom air, thick. Drama overload.
Yes, ma'am, because I didn't feel like it was any need to bring it up to him because when me and Joseph hooked up, we were separated.
And now, Jerome, bring him in. Joseph Prater enters. He met Mrs. Smith on the street, got her number, and had no idea she was married. The first time he saw Cookie in person, when she was 2 years old. He describes meeting her in a stroller, says it felt like she already knew him. Whew.
Mr. Prater, how did you meet Miss Smith?
I seen her walking down the sidewalk, and I actually ran behind her, and we exchanged numbers. We talked on the phone for a little bit, not too much in depth, but we talked for a little bit.
Joseph swears he never doubted. Cookie looks just like his side of the family. He didn't provide consistent support, but did spend time with her. And yes, he called himself Daddy. Meanwhile, Mr. Smith was also Daddy, completely unaware of this parallel universe. Can anyone else feel the tension rising here?
This is your child?
I ain't gonna lie, when I seen her, she looks just like my dad. She looks just like us, so, you know.
Then comes the voice we needed. Toni Brooks, Mr. Smith's mother. She loves Cookie, calls her my grandchild, but says the relationship was toxic. She recalls when her son finally showed her the Instagram photo. She wanted truth, not to be right. This is raw, human, and messy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you time to think on it. I'm gonna hear from your mother. Please stand. Ma'am, step over to the podium. State your name for the record, ma'am.
My name is Toni Brooks.
And you are Mr. Smith's mother?
I am, Your Honor.
The judge reveals a crucial detail. Even after confessing to Mr. Smith's mother, Mrs. Smith still allowed Joseph to see Cookie behind her husband's back. Mr. Smith learns this in court. His face says it all. Hurt layered on betrayal. How do you come back from that?
Their relationship is just toxic. It doesn't work.
At what point do you even find out about Mr. Prater?
I kept asking him, like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's it? He wouldn't tell me. And he finally was like, look, I gotta show you something.
Before results, the judge asks their hopes. Mr. Smith wants to be the father. He's been there since day one. Joseph hopes he's the father too, apologizes to Mr. Smith, and says if the child is his, Cookie would just have two. Mrs. Smith pleads for everyone to work together for Christina.
Because that means the child would have clarity. And so as we stand here today, what are your hopes in this moment? I assume, Mr. Smith, you hope that You are her biological father?
Definitely, without a doubt.
Cue the drum roll. Envelope time, DNA diagnostics. In Smith versus Smith, regarding whether Mr. Smith or Mr. Prater is Cookie's biological father, the court determines the father is...
It has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Prater. I'm sorry.